Hello team, welcome. We are live for another Tuesday Tips Live with me, Phil, here in the Digital DJ Tips studio. So we are going to talk today about our standalone gear, this kind of equipment. We're going to talk about whether this kind of equipment is the way to go for you as opposed to using something that uses a laptop. And if it is the way to go for you, we'll talk a little bit about whether you should choose, for instance, this very big but very expensive looking unit that I've got on the desk in front of me here, or maybe you should pick something else, something different. So the way we're going to do this is talk about a special article we've already got for you on Digital DJ Tips. It's just been updated for 2025. It looks like this, and you can find it on the Digital DJ Tips website. It's called the Best All-in-One Standalone DJ Systems 2025. So head over to digitaldjtips.com, click the news tab at the top, and it'll be there somewhere. And this is where I talk you through everything I'm about to cover in this live show, but also we let you click through to reviews and to videos. We've got video reviews of all this gear. We've actually got full 2-hour training tutorials on a lot of this gear for free. We're a DJ school, that's kind of stuff we do. So do come and take a look there. And another thing before we start, it's so important to say this. We're a DJ school. We're paid for by our students. That means that everything I tell you is what we think and it's what our students experience with this equipment. If you want to learn to DJ, you want to become a better DJ, you want to know what gear to use, trust us. But be careful out there, because a lot of people are being paid money to say certain things by certain companies. That's all fine as long as they're upfront about it, but that's not the way we work. Everything we do is funded by you, our students. So of course, if you like what you see here, then please do buy a course or two. It always helps us to keep the lights on. So all that said, let's get on with the show and on with talking through our favorite standalone pieces of DJ gear. And you know what? I think the best place to start with this is to talk about why standalone. Why would you use gear like this? And by the way, this isn't the only piece of standalone gear out there. Otherwise, it'd be a pretty short countdown, wouldn't it? Another one that we absolutely love is this one here, which is the Numark Mixstream Pro Go. So this piece of gear here is a great choice if you haven't got quite as much money, for instance. And so we'll talk about this and we'll talk about some of the others as well. All right, so that's the choices that we've got. What I'd like to do now is talk you through why, before we get started, these types of gear might be good for you. Now, lots of people don't like the laptop. Lots of people don't like having a laptop sat in front of them while they're actually doing their DJing. They feel like it's a barrier between them and the audience. And they also feel like it kind of takes away from the visceral art of DJing, if you like. DJ gear, like for instance, this gear over here, for instance, it's the way it's always been done, right? You have your equipment and it's separate from your preparation and from your laptop and from your button pushing and your mouse pointer and all that stuff. It's just DJing, right? So if this is you, or if you're coming to this kind of gear from the background of vinyl or CDs, then again, it's kind of like, well, I don't like having a laptop there with me. Yes, I know I kind of need one to prepare my music. I get it. I buy my music online. It's digital, etc., etc. But when it comes to DJing, I want to leave all that behind me. There's a couple of reasons. Another reason is, of course, if you don't own a laptop that you're prepared to take with you, or that's good enough to take with you into the DJ booth, because you need quite a powerful laptop for DJ software nowadays, then yeah, DJ controllers are quite cheap. But you've got to factor in the price of a laptop. And finally, reliability. These things tend to be much more reliable because they're built to do just one job. Of course, the downside of them is you're going to pay more because you're paying for all the processor power inside it, which you also have in a computer. So you're kind of paying for that bit twice. They're heavier. They tend to have slightly less features, but there's your decision, right? If you choose to go down the standalone route, that's what we're talking about today. And we do have stuff on Digital DJ Tips all about the other way, of course, the controller route, which is still the most popular, but standalones are getting a lot more popular over time. They really are. So let's get our countdown started. But before we do, we need to talk about the software they run, because there's only two types of software. We're going to show you loads of pieces of equipment here, but there's only two types of software. And so you need to know what those software packages are to decide, because it's going to help you decide. In fact, it'll divide down the middle your choices, because hey, some of these only run one type and some only run the other. None of them run both. So the two types of software you've got are these two here: Rekordbox and Engine DJ. So Rekordbox is the platform that you will know as a Pioneer DJ user, because Pioneer DJ equipment, that's this kind of gear here, uses Rekordbox already. It's the software you can either DJ from on this stuff, or you can use it to prepare your music to play on this stuff. Rekordbox is therefore the software that works with the world's most popular DJ gear. So you can't kind of go wrong with a Rekordbox system, but there is an alternative. There's another name in town, and that is Engine DJ. And so Engine DJ is a piece of software from the company that makes Denon DJ gear, Numark gear, and Rain DJ gear. And Denon DJ is the big brand with the standalone stuff. Now, Engine DJ is more powerful than Rekordbox. It does more stuff like stems and samples and so on, but it's a little bit less standard. So if you wanted to use Engine DJ and then head off to like a nightclub and use their gear, the chances are they're going to want you to have it in a Rekordbox format. None of this stuff's impossible, but it does mean that if you regularly play in nightclubs on what is still the standard gear that you'll find there, Pioneer DJ gear, you might want to go down the Rekordbox route because it's more compatible with that stuff. But you're leaving behind some of the wonderful features that Denon DJ gear has. Mobile and hobby DJs tend to prefer the Denon DJ, Engine DJ, Numark route, and club DJs tend to prefer the Pioneer DJ, AlphaTheta, Rekordbox route, right? So all these pieces of equipment we're about to look at use either one of those or the other. Again, it's all on that article, so do take a look on Digital DJ Tips. All I'm doing today really is talking you through the article and you laughing at me as I try and pick up some rather heavy DJ gear I've got lined up for today's show, hidden down here underneath. So we're going to get started though with one that isn't that heavy. We're going to do a countdown of 8, right? So number 8 is this one here. It's quite a lightweight one to pick up. It's going to get funnier as they get heavier. So this one here is the Denon DJ SC Live 4. Now, this is quite a curious DJ unit. It's what I'd call an intermediate standalone controller or standalone system, because this one here has got a lot of the features you find on the bigger ones. 4 channels, it's got some balanced outputs on the back so you can plug straight into PAs and so on. But in a lot of ways, it's a beginner stroke hobby controller. I call them controllers. I use controller and DJ system interchangeably, but everything you see here doesn't need a laptop, right? Just to be clear. The reason is it's got only a small screen. It's got built-in speakers, right? So this is something that's great fun for home, but you don't really need that on pro gear. You can't plug in anything other than a basic auxiliary input on the back. So you can't plug your decks into this and get it all working with those like you can with more professional gear. So it's kind of between the beginner stuff and the pro stuff. And it's a curious one for Denon DJ because it's kind of built like the cheaper gear, but Denon DJ has always been a premium brand. There's also the SC Live 2, by the way, which has just got 2 channels instead of 4. It's quite nice. The downside for me is the slightly smaller screen, which I find quite hard to read. Some people don't mind that, but it's quite nice. It makes our roundup at number 8. And a lot cheaper than some of the more professional gear as well. So that's the SC Live 4. Again, reviews of all of this stuff over on the Digital DJ Tips website. So this is the SC Live 4 review on there. You can go to the bottom and click on the links here, and it will take you to full reviews where we've got videos and so on of everything that I talk about here now, which is great because, you know, these are long. You can go and find out a lot more than I've got time to tell you today. Right, okay, so that's our number 8, the Denon DJ SC Live 4. Number 7 in our standalone DJ gear countdown is this one here. It's the Omnis Duo from AlphaTheta, the brand which is taking over the Pioneer DJ name. Same company, different name. This is their kind of version of something we're going to look at in a minute. It is a portable and battery powered. You can charge a battery in this and use it away from a mains electricity supply. 2-channel standalone gear that works on Rekordbox platform. It's a nice choice for, I would say, for professional DJs that need a second system. Because the thing with this one is, because it's got a battery, because it's portable, you can use the same library and the same work you've done for playing on club gear and so on, but you could go play like a wedding reception in a garden or play a pool party or something. Far easier to carry around, the battery's useful. And so this is as I say, we're going to look at another one that's very similar to this in a little while. Smaller, standalone. The screen doesn't fold up or anything, so it's again, it's quite a small screen, but the Rekordbox software works better on the small screen than the Denon, than the Engine DJ software, I have to say. But it's quite maligned. I don't hear too much good said about this, to be honest, but we like it. We like the Omnis Duo. I don't think it does too much wrong. So maybe there's a quiet selection of people who are just happy with this and not saying too much. I don't know. But our number 7 is the Omnis Duo from AlphaTheta. So moving on to our number 6. Remember, they are all in our countdown, which you can find on digitaldjtips.com. Our number 6 is probably, it might be number 6 in our roundup, but it's one of the most popular in numbers out there that you can get. I see these all over the place. Whoops, you'll hear my microphone crashing there. It's this one here. This is the it's not AlphaTheta. This was made when they were Pioneer DJ. You can still get it. Pioneer DJ XDJ-RX3. 2-channel, a bit bigger, huge screen, as you can see. Screen is tilted towards you. Lots and lots of inputs and outputs on the back. So this is a small professional unit, right? This is something that I don't know whether it's the same where you are, but where I am, you see this in bars, all over the place. This just seems to be the go-to piece of gear for just smaller venues and so on. It works really well with libraries that have been prepared for pro gear, like the stuff I've got here in the background. It's just a good all-rounder. The big downside of this one for me is that it doesn't have key shifting on it. So key shifting is something that I would expect on a controller once you hit that kind of level, where you can change the key of a track without altering the pitch. And I just think that's a sad thing to have left off, because, hey, it's the way DJing is done nowadays. You can do a lot more mashing up and so on if you can alter the key of songs. So that's one little thing that it misses. That said, it's a lot faster, a lot snappier, with a much nicer screen and more features than the RX2, which was also very popular and which it replaced. So that is the RX3 from Pioneer DJ, and that's number 6 in our countdown to the top. Now at this point, let's talk about using them with the laptop. Because one thing that we've noticed at Digital DJ Tips as a DJ school is that a lot of people want their DJ gear to do everything. So yes, you might want it to be standalone, like take it and use it without the laptop, but maybe you're at home and you just want to plug your laptop in. You don't want to be putting music onto it, taking it off, doing all that stuff, when you can just plug a laptop into it. Well, most of this gear works with laptops and software as well. And that's another place where Rekordbox has the edge, because the same software you use to prepare your music to play on these standalone units can also be used to DJ directly from the laptop in Rekordbox. In other words, no separate libraries, no importing and exporting, no nothing, just plug the cable in. Sometimes you don't even need the cable, just they'll connect with Wi-Fi. So if you do want to seamlessly use both all the time, that's definitely another tick in the Rekordbox box. However, most of these also work with Serato, which is a popular platform, and they'll unlock a version of the software that does most of what you would want as well. So that is also an option. Do bear in mind though, that if you think you're going to want to use a standalone unit with software, do check what it works with. Right, we've moved from the Pioneer DJ XDJ-RX3 at number 6 to this one at number 5. It is the diminutive but fantastic, and teased a few minutes ago, little Denon DJ Prime Go Plus. And it's called the Prime Go Plus because it's slightly different to the Prime Go that it replaces. Different livery and a couple of extra features. So this is, as you can see, a bit non-standard. It's got tiny little jog wheels. It's channels really just kind of there, but they're also there. So they've kind of squashed everything in. It's professional, it's metal, it's well built, it's got a battery built into it, it's got professional inputs and outputs on the back. It's only 2-channel, of course, it's tiny. This is a lovely little unit. If you are looking for something like the Omnis Duo, you want the Engine DJ version of the Omnis Duo, because it runs that software and it's a little bit smaller, and it is, in lots and lots of ways, the perfect DJ unit for people who know it's what they want. Again, second unit. Again, maybe professionals, maybe a mobile DJ who has one of the bigger units that run this software for their main DJ dance floors. And this is going to be for the reception earlier on in the bar or in the garden of the hotel, for the happy couple at the wedding or whatever. or just something you can throw into a bag. I went back in lockdown, when lockdown kind of lifted, me and the family got off into our camper van and drove all around Spain and Portugal with one of these in the back. And every Sunday I was live streaming on our platforms, and this was perfect for that because it's so easy to carry around. But it's professional, it's not cheap, it's not built with plastic, it's got a good sound card in it, it's got all the professional inputs and outputs, including microphones and so on. It's the Denon DJ Prime Go Plus, and we do like the Prime Go Plus. However, I'm going to show you something in a minute which might turn your head from this. So, the intrigue, and the mystery. So, let's move on. In fact, it's not going to be in a minute, it's going to be right now. It's this one here. It is, well, it's not that much of a mystery because I showed it to you earlier. It's this one. It's the Numark Mixstream Pro Go. Speakers built in. Really cheap compared to the others. It's a great entry-level one because it'll cost you 3 figures, not 4 figures, basically. Same smaller screen that's on some of the smaller models from the brands that run Engine DJ. It's got balanced outputs, although it hasn't got like the ability to plug in all your record decks and stuff. I mean, it is an entry-level unit. It's kind of got a plastic build as opposed to the metal build of some of the bigger ones, but lovely jog wheels, pretty conventional layout. Speakers are actually very useful for home use because you don't have to worry about finding some speakers that actually work with DJ gear. They're getting few and far between. And overall, it's a nice unit that will get you pretty much all the functionality of the software because the software is powerful and it's all in there at a price that's way below all the other units we're looking at now. It's one of our favorites, and a lot of our students at Digital DJ Tips do love the Mixstream Pro Go. So if you're looking for an Engine DJ unit and you just want the cheapest out there, you're not going to go wrong with this. If you want 4 channels, you're going to have to move up to the SC Live 4, which is quite similar to this, to be honest. We looked at it earlier, but that will cost you more. So we're big fans of this. We think it hits a sweet spot that none of the other units hit. So it's a Numark Mixstream Pro Go. There's also one called the Pro Plus, but that doesn't have the built-in battery. This has a built-in battery as well as the speakers. So now we're getting up to the big boys, quite literally, because I'm going to have to do some heavy lifting to show you some of these. Number 3 is an absolute beast of a unit. It's this one here. I'm going to take my time and I'm going to lift it in a way that a physio might say, well done, Phil. You bent your legs and you kept your back straight. Whoa, I told you it'd be fun. It's this. It is, might look like an Atari. See that wood look, but it isn't an Atari games console. It is the Pioneer DJ Opus Quad. This is a beast of a unit, as you can see. Look at those screens at the top, loads of them. Big 10-inch screen that looks lovely when it's turned on. The screens in the jog wheels, screens above the jog wheels. 4 full channels. Round the back of it, no, I'm not going to hold that up for you. You can plug in all kinds of stuff, inputs, outputs, microphones, and so on. This, I'm going to put it down now, is a boutique unit. And what I mean by that is high-class hotels, mobile DJs where what their gear looks like really matters. And people who want something, a real statement piece, maybe even in their living room, that's the one to go for. Runs Rekordbox software. It's well built. It sounds good. It's got pretty much all the features that you would want. It's got Wi-Fi, it can run streaming services and so on, as can a lot of these. If you want something really super stylish, that's the one to go for. It looks less like DJ gear than a lot of the others. And so there's lots of people for whom that's important. And I know a lot of mobile DJs who like it for that exact reason. It just looks good. But it also is powerful, does a lot of stuff that you'd expect because it's not cheap at all. So this is going to be something that if you want it, you're going to have to think hard about it. And so again, we've got reviews of all this stuff and you'll find a review of it down there in 3rd place on our website. You can click straight through to it. And also you will be able to look at our training tutorials for this gear as well. Some of these bigger units, we've got what we call training tutorials, which are like 2-hour-long videos. They're all on YouTube. Go take a look at them. We link to a lot of them actually at the bottom of the Digital DJ Tips website. So if you go to the very bottom of our website, any page will do, then right down here you will see free gear tutorials. And you click on free gear tutorials and you'll find this whole list of things here. And you'll see here, we've got lots and lots of pieces of gear, including the Opus Quad. But these are mega long, so get yourself a flask of tea, not just a cup, and sit down and get a pad and paper as well. We cover all kinds of gear in these tutorials. They're all free, so do take a look there. You can see lots of the gear I've been talking about here today already listed in there. We're talking through our favourite standalone DJ gear for 2025, and we've reached the second position, which is quite cool because second position means we're only one off the top, and that means I won't be picking up. In fact, I think we've reached third, or have we reached second? I think we've reached second. What I did there was move away from the list, so I've got no idea where we've actually reached until I scroll back up. But hey, that's live broadcasting for you. So we are currently at number 2. I was right. We have reached the second position. And so this is the one we've got in the second position. And it was very close between this and the top one, by the way. So this is a fantastic, fantastic piece of DJ gear. It is the Denon DJ Prime 4 Plus. It's an update to the Denon DJ Prime 4, which has been around for a long time. And it's testament to how good this is that they haven't changed very much from the Prime 4. 4 channels, big screen that tilts, as you can see there, to where you want it to be. It's got all the inputs and outputs you could possibly want, loads and loads of record deck and line inputs at the back, loads of outputs and microphones, loads of USBs, you can put a hard drive in it. It's got slightly smaller jog wheels than you might expect from something of this size. Doesn't bother me a bit, does bother some people. Runs Engine DJ, also Serato. It's a wonderful, wonderful unit. It's got music streaming, it can control lighting, as can all the Engine DJ units, by the way. And it's just a really, really good all-rounder. It is the flagship if you decide to go down the Engine DJ route. There's very little to say against the Prime 4 Plus. It becomes a choice at this level rather than one is definitely better than the other. But it's getting quite old. They haven't really changed it for many, many, many years. And so right at the very, very, very top then of our pile, this year is this one here. It is the AlphaTheta XDJ-AZ. Different brand name, but this is basically the replacement for the Pioneer DJ XDJ-XZ, which was a very, very popular unit, but it had one big flaw. The Pioneer DJ XDJ-AZ had 4 channels, all the inputs and outputs you could possibly imagine, so you can plug all that you want through all of these and so on. But when it came to the software, you could only run it on 2 channels. The software was really old-fashioned, it was really out of date. It was kind of not up to scratch. Now the software is up to scratch. Now the software is smooth, it's fast, it runs across all 4 channels here, there's streaming built in, and it's just been given the stuff that the first iteration, I would call the XDJ-XZ, the first iteration of this unit we're seeing here, it was given the stuff that that one hasn't got. In its favour then, as well as the great software now, it retains really nice CDJ style jog wheels. The layout is exactly the same as this kind of gear here, mixer wise, and clearly very, very similar to CDJs up here, although they have retained, they have retained the pads from controllers under here, which means that it can also work with Rekordbox, but it can also work with Serato as well. It's just got pretty much everything. It's the most complete unit. And if you're a gadget freak, it works with these, which are the new headphones that are wireless. They're Sonic Link wireless, which means that there's no latency on them. And you just push a button around the front of this, down here somewhere. You push a button, it's actually here, and it will link up with these headphones without you having to have a wire. So it's the only DJ unit that does that. Lots of little things then, but overall, just pipping the Denon DJ Prime 4 Plus to the top of our pile as our favourite standalone DJ unit for 2025. Of course, it doesn't come cheap. So hopefully we've given you a decent mix here of units. Now, we are currently live only on YouTube, I think, because of an issue with our streaming service provider today. So that's all right. I'm going to just go to the streaming service and grab your live comments. I can see at least, oh no, we are live on Facebook as well. Cool. We managed to get live there. So loads and loads of comments coming in from students and subscribers. If you're watching the recording of this, you can still ask questions underneath. If you're watching us live, please ask away. I'll get to as many as I can before we're finished here today. So let's get started. By the way, I think the title of today's video might be wrong on your platforms. We'll change that after we finish going live. Again, slight issue going live today. Yes, I think we're actually called How DJs Know What to Play Next. Wow. So that's completely not what we're talking about today. We'll get it all fixed on the recordings. Anyway, you're here now. Welcome. Hello to Sam. Hello to Paul. Hello to the Ruckus and Sarah and Mike. Hello to Godson313. Hello to I Am Preacher Man and Kevin. All our regulars. It's great to have you here. So Mixmaster G, hello to you, and thank you for your kind comments on our unbiased reporting. We do try our hardest. Hello to Paul as well. So Paul says, I love my Prime 4 in standalone mode, but sometimes I get the laptop out and I connect up to Serato for a change. Look, the thing about being a hobby DJ is that we like the hobby of DJing. We're into the thing that's called DJing. It's not just about going in front of a crowd and playing music. DJs that use this kind of gear, well, they just tend to stick to what they know because their job is to get out there and play music and earn their money. But us hobby DJs, we can be playing on our phone, we can be playing on our iPad, we can be playing, as you say, on our laptop, then we can be playing standalone, then we can be trying to DJ by mapping our laptop to all the controls so we can just do it when we're watching TV with headphones, it's all good. Hobby DJs have more freedom than professional DJs, and it's absolutely fine, and I'm totally with you there, Paul. I like to try all kinds of things when I'm DJing. So thank you for sharing that, and that's another reason why these units tend to work in more than one way. By the way, they all work with Virtual DJ. We never mention Virtual DJ. The reason we don't mention it is not because we don't like it, it's because none of them come with it. If you plug this unit here into Rekordbox or Serato, it will work with Rekordbox and Serato. You won't pay anything else to have that happen. It will just work. But plug it into Virtual DJ, nothing will happen. You need to buy the software. So that's why we don't talk about that so much. But Virtual DJ does work with most things. So this is from the Ruckus. One of the nice things about the XDJ-AZ is that now it runs 4 channels in standalone. You can use a channel for your drops, effects, and samples. Since it doesn't have an onboard sampler. That's true, it doesn't have an onboard sampler. Chief says Rekordbox subscriptions suck. Yeah, they do divide people, the old Rekordbox subscriptions, definitely. Can you still stream music from Tidal? You can on most of these units, yeah. Most of the Engine DJ ones, in fact all of them, you can stream music from Tidal, but you have to pay more, as in Tidal will charge you more than they would charge you for a normal subscription. So this is from Apostolis, who says, hi Phil, I've bought a portable screen. It looks like a tablet, but it's got no touch screen, which I plan to incorporate in my setup. The aim is to move my setup to something that at least looks more like standalone gear. You don't get the reliability benefits, but you do avoid Serato face. A lot of people experiment with, like Windows Surface devices and so on, which can run full DJ software, but a touch screen. The reason iPads have never really caught on in DJing, even though they do have some quite good DJ software, is getting your library over to them is a bind, and keeping it in sync with the stuff on your main computer is a bind, and so on. If you can use a Windows computer and hide the keyboard away, well, hey, you've got the best of both worlds. So if that's what you're talking about, great, but a lot of people do experiment with doing that. So Cosmic Baggy says, I don't know many people other than professional DJs who have standalone controllers as they're way too expensive. Of course, they're cheaper than club systems, but they're not for mobile DJs, in my opinion. Oh, no, actually they are. A lot of mobile DJs use them. And I know what you mean. They're getting more popular. When we started our DJ census, and by the way, we're going to be publishing the results of that within the next week or so. When we started our DJ census, we found 10% of people using this kind of gear for lots of reasons. It wasn't very good. It was very expensive, etc., etc. Now, as you'll see in the new survey, there's a lot more. It's not the most popular way of DJing. The most popular way is still controllers. And I agree with you, Cosmic Baggy. I think they're just a cheaper way of starting. And we like our computers. Laptops are cool. Laptops do all kinds of stuff, right? Computers are great. And so if you can DJ pretty close to how you can DJ on this kind of gear, but using just a laptop and a cheap controller, well, look, as a hobby DJ, that's a pretty compelling thing to persuade you, right? But they are becoming more popular for sure. So this is from Ave, who says, can you still stream music from music services on standalones? Yes, you can. All of them have some kind of standalone, or at least most of them. The RX3 is still a favorite. Yeah, I agree, the Ruckus. We do see the RX3 an awful lot. So what else are you saying? We're scrolling through your comments live. Look, they're all here on my laptop. They all come in live to me here, and I just try and pick the ones that say stuff that we didn't talk about. So Isaac says the Denon Prime Go, we looked at that one here, is an amazing little powerhouse of a unit. I love mine, and it's easy to take anywhere. So thank you for that. Let's grab one or two more comments. from this vantage point, the AZ looks huge in front of you. Which one? That one there, that vantage point, or this one here, where you can't. I mean, it looks pretty big because it is big, to be quite honest. This is portable. I wouldn't call this. Well, no, it's transportable. I wouldn't call it portable. You don't just tuck this under your arm and kind of walk off to your gig like you've got a copy of, you know, the Washington Post or something. You know you're carrying this thing. So yeah, you need and also you want to put it in a good case. So I'd say, you know, good case and wheels, you know, a trolley, get it into your car or your van, and it will be hard to move around, as opposed to the RX3, which is easier, which again is why I think this one is quite popular. It looks the part, plays the part, but it is easier to carry around. I would, at a push, carry that to a gig, even if I had to walk the last little bit. Certainly wouldn't do that with this one. Okay, one or two more comments before I'm out of here. Lots of you talking about controllers and stuff, and that's great. And thank you for keeping the chat going to each other in the comments. I love seeing this stuff go. I say it all the time. We have the AZ, says Sean, and we love the unit. Do you think AlphaTheta will add beat source to the AZ? Interesting. I'm pretty sure they've added it to the Opus Quad. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they have. Was it Tidal? I can't remember. There's no reason why they wouldn't add it. The only reason they wouldn't add it, I would imagine, is if they've added it to one of the other controllers and no one subscribed or signed up, and they just thought, oh, it wasn't worth putting it onto another one because no one's using it. Yeah, it could be that, you know, there's time involved in doing that, and they're looking at the numbers. Obviously, this is speculation. I've got no idea. So I think technically they could add it, Sean. Whether they will or not, I just don't know. Unlike Engine DJ, they tend to iterate quite slowly, and we don't get any hints of what's coming up at all. So we're going to stop there. Guys and girls, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you found this useful. Again, there is a full article over on Digital DJ Tips called The Best All-in-One Standalone DJ Systems 2025. Not only can you read about everything we just talked about here, but you can click through to standalone versus laptop DJing, which is best. You can figure out why you can trust us when maybe you can't trust other affiliate stroke influencer stroke YouTubers. We tell you there exactly how we're funded, and it is not by these companies, trust me. And you can also read full reviews and watch full videos of all of the units that I've talked about here. And remember, at the very, very bottom of our website, you will find many, just click free gear tutorials. You will find many free tutorials. Now, these are about 2 hours long, where I personally take you through every feature, every knob, every button, every plug, every socket, everything the screen does, the jog wheels, the lot. We talk through the effects, we talk through the metering, we talk through the mixers, we talk through the decks, we talk through the whole lot. So if you're looking at this now and you're spotting something that you either want to buy or even that you own and you're just not too sure how to use all of the features on it, we might well have a training tutorial and video manual for it. These are all absolutely free. So do go and take a look. That link is at the very bottom of the Digital DJ Tips website. I'm done. Get good, get out there, make the moments, people, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.